Can the oil glut be further exacerbated, Dan? Over the past couple of weeks, you've been talking about phantom demand and a double dip in oil. The big banks like Goldman are finally getting on board with this, bringing their target to $45 a barrel. Let's talk about a concept called re-fracking, what it is and how it's going to add more to the supply glut.
First, I want to make a general public complaint. You know, when we say that oil is going back down from $60, oil does nothing but rally. But when Curry says it at Goldman Sachs, boom, it hits the skids. So let's not talk about this as being a fundamental move. Clearly, people have some more influence than we do. They say that oil is going back down, and it does. Re-fracking is different from regular fracking, but what it does is it tries to do is it uses injection to revitalize very old wells. So these are the wells that we depended on in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s that kind of ran dry. But the thought is that there is actually more oil there to be gotten if we could use some of these fresh injection technologies that fracking has.
So just like you've said, if the producers see oil get back to 65 or higher, they're obviously going to put their wells back online. Rig counts are getting higher. Is that the same premise with this re-fracking? When they see a certain level, the spigot goes back on? It
is. There's again, but that level is even higher still than some of the wells that have been shut down or some of the rigs that have been idled. And like we said, you know, as Curry said at Goldman Sachs, I mean, the tarps come off the wells very quickly as oil goes north of $65. And then the flow starts again, and again you have this, as you call it, a cannibalization of oil price, which is exactly what happens.
So to wrap it up, is oil and the producers, are you in a lose-lose situation here?
In many ways, it's, as I told Jim, this is a cycle that sort of has to play itself out, and I think we have to see a lot more job layoffs. We have to see a lot more recapitalizations. We have to see a lot more consolidation within the industry. We haven't seen all that much so far, and quite honestly, we have to see a couple of real outright bankruptcies. A couple of these companies, they're already trading in single digits, but have to just go bust, not find any recapitalization anywhere, go broke. That's really what we have to see. We haven't seen that yet.
Well, I mean, when you shake out a lot of these players and you almost right-size the industry, maybe oil from 45 to 55 is the appropriate level where it should be based on demand dynamics today.
Yeah, again, this is the question is not where it settles, 45 to 60 in that area. The point is that in this general area, there's a lot of these players that are going to go broke. The only question is how fast do they go broke? So in a lot of ways, for the industry to do the right thing or get straight, as it were, lower oil prices would actually help. It would force a lot of these guys out of the game a lot quicker. A lot of this consolidation would happen more quickly as well.
All right, thanks very much, Dan. For TheStreet in New York, I'm Jill Malandrino.